Okay, so listen. I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers, and she's getting ready to move. But she has some concerns about getting ready to move because she's thinking that where she's going to live is kind of affluent and it's going to provide her child really good opportunities. But at the same time, she's afraid that her child may lose her sense of identity because the area is a little bit more diverse. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, I do think it's possible. I think it's possible, and I think it's probable. I think that the kid won't have that sense of blackness that they would have had if they grew up in a predominantly African American neighborhood. So I understand that, opportunity is a big thing, but I don't think it's the biggest thing. I think knowing who you are and having self-identity and reflection and culture and traditions and things of that nature, I think that's just as important as opportunities. What do you think?
Well, as per usual, I would have to disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, I disagree.
Why?
I think that being in a neighborhood where the person sitting next to you just looks like you doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a plus, right? Look at me, look at you. Oh, we look at the same. But after that, why is that such a big thing? I think people get caught up in, being black. They have to have their blackness. They're always surrounded by it. But as parents, it's a parent's job to want their kids to do better than they can. You work every single day to give them better opportunities. So if where you are is not providing your child with the best opportunity, then you should move them. And if that particular town doesn't give them the most sense of self, they will eventually learn who they are, their history, what they stand for throughout life and through their parents.
Your sense of self and your sense of identity is a very important part of a person's life. And you really have a select few years to nurture that part of yourself, because once you lose yourself, you may be gone forever. You can't just change once you get, 10 years, 15 years down the road.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would feel sad if my kid didn't connect with, black African American people. I would feel sad if my kid wouldn't understand the different trials and tribulations and situations that African Americans have overcome over the years. I would be sad if the only history he's learning is a different race's history, not our history. Like that's a serious value for me. Like that's a serious. I feel like that's part of my duty as a black male, as a black father. I need to make sure that my child knows, what it means to be, a black man or a black young woman. We have a little boy upstairs. He needs to understand that he has a responsibility as a black man to be a black man. And if I'm sacrificing just a little bit of opportunity for him to learn that, I may be okay with sacrificing a little bit of opportunity, because I feel like even if the school that we send him to may not be the best school, I feel like what we do with him at home, scholastically, academically, will set him up in the future for what he wants to do with, school. And I think it starts at home.
I think it starts at home, but I feel the opposite. I feel like it's more likely for you to be able to dig deep into your history, for you to be able to say, to share cultural things with your child that only you can share with them, teach them what it means to be a black man. You can do that at home, but it's less probable for you to learn trigonometry and teach Jordan trigonometry. So, I mean, if there was an ideal world where there was, a place that would give you an even balance of both, then I would say, okay, I'm sold. But unfortunately, there aren't. And maybe that's the deeper issue.
That is the issue.
Because we don't have the opportunity to be around that kind of environment and still excel scholastically.
It shouldn't be an either or.
We shouldn't have to choose.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have to choose, I think, is a bigger issue in itself. And maybe that's something that, needs to be addressed.
I agree. I think this might be the first time we agree.
I think we should drink to that. Yeah.
This is water, guys. Water. All right, in the comments below, let us know how you feel. Do you feel as though self-identity is more important for a child's development, or do you feel as though having a better opportunity is more important for a child's development? We would love to hear what you guys got to say. Continue the conversation in the comments, and we'll be back with you guys next Tuesday or hopefully.
Next Tuesday.
Okay.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, we'll be back with you guys for Bailey Talk Tuesday.